tripod. First thing, I'm not going to build it up super high, I don't think. I mean, we can just work at this height. Maybe that makes it easier. I'm all about making it easy at this point. All right, plates on there. All right, so make sure everything's locked. These pins, the base, it does come off. Some easier than others. This one actually seems pretty solid, like the spreader at the bottom. The thing at the bottom here is called the spreader for, I guess, obvious reasons. But this one stays on actually pretty well, but normally some of them can be a little flaky. So if you don't have this one, just make sure that it's actually mounted properly, or it might come not even attached, I guess, in some tripods. I know, like Ronford, the big heavy aluminum ones, often it's a separate piece and with little sort of bungee kind of cords on the end of them. So you just need to, I know a big concern for you was the idea of cases and case protocol on a big set. Nobody touches, obviously camera cases, but camera people. We can use, I guess, the workspace here. Maybe that makes life easier. So obviously what I'm going to need initially is such a weird little camera. Going to need the camera, the blade. So that's what we're going to start with. Okay. I guess we could start also with this. And so basically mounting, these are all of our mounting apparatus here. So it's going to go basically camera, and that's going to go on there. We need this to get onto there, and then this goes onto there. So that's basically there. And that's a lot of stuff to get onto here. Normally, again, I think there's, this is, again, a particularly complex bridge. It also has one on this side, but the one on this side, if you unlock it, it doesn't make it slide, it takes this top piece off, which is, again, woohoo. I don't know why. It's like some kind of a quick release, because then you can take this off, but now you don't have your rods, which are on this part. I'm like, I don't even understand this plate. So, but it's some kind of a quick release, maybe, I don't even know. Because I mean, I assume you're using your rods for stuff. So I don't know why you want to pull the camera away from your rods. Because that's the rods would be where, if you have a lens on, you're going to probably have motors or a follow focus thing. So it's a weird bridge plate. It's totally weird, but that's what we got. So maybe we'll ignore that side, because I think it will work. We can get to the mounting pins. There's two of them here that will fit onto the bottom of the camera here. So we can get to them. So let's maybe just not take it apart, because normally these are one piece. So let's pretend it's one piece. Okay, and then we're gonna have to just mount this. It'd be good to actually have a second. So I'm gonna go through there though. They're captured. So if you have to put one of these on, usually at one end of this little slot, there's a little, it's slightly wider and it's threaded. So if we put it there and screw it on, it should go through. Should. I'm seeing that. All right, so let's start with this. Maybe to make things super bit this way myself. Usually when you do tests and stuff, you figure out exactly the best place. So I just have to find a place that has, again, the bigger 3/16 and then the 1/4 inch hole. So there's a big one and a little one right next to each other on the bottom there. So we'll just line those up. Use my big honking screwdriver that I brought. And usually I go back and forth between them. If you do all of one in, then it forces the thing at an angle. So just make sure they're both in and turning a little bit. And then once you got that going, then just kind of go back and forth between them until they're mostly in, and then you can tighten one, tighten the other one, and then that goes on there. A nice click. Usually when I click it on, as I was saying before, I give that little locking thing an extra little tug to make sure it doesn't come off, and it's there. A little play in that too. Awesome. Oh no, it's this. Everything's got play in it here. Why is that moving? That's really bad. Oh goodness. All right, something else to fix. Oh, shouldn't play. You should be playing that. I don't know where it is. What's your name again? Maggie. Maggie suggested this, and I like the idea, is we can put that there. So now we can put that on here, and we have a workspace to work on. Here's our little thing. I assume this goes at the back, this weird plate. So let's put this little weird thing at the back. We're just going to line up our two pins, our two screws with our two holes. Two screw holes there. I guess sort of center it up because it does still slide with them in the hole. So I'm just kind of making it all line up with the camera as far as profile. Normally you'd have to put it on this little pin. So usually I rest it on the pin and that pushes the pin in and then you slide it on. As I was saying, this sliding plate isn't correct, so it will slide off the back without pressing that. That shouldn't happen, but so you just need to be, as soon as you put it on, make sure it's locked, check that it's locked, and we're good. Might as well plug this thing in now since we're here now that it's on there. I don't think it matters which one we go on, so we'll stick it in one of these. Come on. Click it on. Toss those in there. These will lock on here. Oh, I probably just did something I didn't describe. If these little knobs are hitting each other, you can pull them out and rotate them. When you pull them, they don't engage. So if one of your knobs is hitting the other one, you can pull it out and then it doesn't tighten or loosen. It just repositions where the little wing nut part is. So anyway, tighten those on. These are the memory cards you have to put in. So these are a little on the side of the camera over here. I'm gonna spin it so you guys can see. The little box here, it's got a little tab on it. Pops open. I'll look at this myself. Maybe it's gonna go in this way. Maybe not. Maybe it's this way. It seems to be that way. Right. So how are we looking? Oh, it's actually a red card. Right, well then, so the side that has the little arrows on it, you notice I tried it both ways. It obviously only wants to go in the one way. If I put it in wrong, it doesn't go in. So the side with the facing you here, it'll have a little springy thing when you push it in, so just push it in and the little button at the top pops out. So it's in there now. It doesn't feel anything special when it goes. Because it wasn't set up, I don't know the proper height for it, so I'm just gonna put it on here. And then I'll just leave it here. It only has the one thing to tighten it for everything here, which is weird. I think it locks both the height, or maybe that's why you have to do it.
Yeah, I think there are two pieces of one.
This thing at this bottom thing, it has a little.
You have to do it both. Last time we could figure out. Yeah, like you have to tighten them both at the same time, and then it will lock.
I don't know, it's weird. That's. Oh, this one. Oh, maybe this one locks this. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. The bottom one here. Figure out the weird tools. Because usually the thing to tighten it to the rod will be again a little one of these, yeah. And often it's on the outside. I tend to often with big lenses, I'll leave the front cap on because then it's a nice solid cap. I stop. I think I talked about this before. Usually when I hand a lens, I always make sure that the aperture is open. The focus is not as important, but ideally just make sure it's not focused at like minimum focus, because then it's all looks soft. All right, so now on the top there's a little red dot, and then in the center of the mount here there's a little red dot. So that's how to line them up when you're putting it on. So make sure this is out of the way here. What am I hitting here? My God. Oh, it's hitting that thing. All right, line up my red dots, and then it just twists. Between the aperture and the focus, there's a little ring here that doesn't turn or do anything when the lens moves, so that's where I'll put my lens support so it doesn't get in the way of anything. So just press it up against there, and while I'm pressing up, I'm going to lock this little wing nut thing here. So now it's resting on monitor, different monitors you can get. Oh, I do need another piece. I'm assuming it's going to go this way. They're both long. These are very long screws. So put one end into the bottom of here. If it's going to go all the way in, we'll see. No, it doesn't. So put it in most of the way, and then there's a little collar here that tightens. It'd be nicer if the screws weren't quite so long, bottoming out on us, but anyway. I like, in this case, putting it on the top is nicer because the weight of the monitor isn't gonna loosen it off. As far as for the, you'll notice they put a sign on the, here,
Sorry, where?
power on the camera, here. So then we're
Did
gonna
you
wanna,
just click it or?
it goes up, it's
Oh, it goes up.
it's a slider, so clicks up towards on. And then we're gonna turn this on. It should be over here, yeah. Oh, I touched it, so maybe it's already on. I see the light on. Is it gonna come on?